Episode of the Everblack podcast is brought to you by Deathwish, Hotrods and Kustoms. Check out their Instagram for all their new t-shirts, caps, beanies, cups, and the all-new Atomic Death lineup. Ollie and Wade from Our Last Enemy, my buddies, how are you? What's going on tonight?
Nev, how you going, man?
Good.
Yeah, not a lot, Nev. Just chilling on a Monday.
It's been a little while.
I'm feeling green and envious, like a Ninja Turtle. Hulk smash.
Yeah, and you are a lovely shade of, where are you? Up there.
Where is it? Where am I going to be in it? Who
I don't know,
knows?
you're up there. Like, it's all backwards. Doesn't matter.
Magenta.
Magenta. Boys, you're coming up finally. It's been a little while since we've seen you up here in Queensland, but you're coming up here for the Our Party Festival on July 30, and the lineup is stacked. It's going to be awesome to see you guys. Are you pumped to finally get back on the road and start playing shows again?
Mate, we are pumped as you could believe. I think this will be our first show, since the whole shenanigans, the COVID lockdowns and everything. It's been a good couple of years. So to say we're itching is an understatement. We just had a good jam on the weekend, actually, and really looking forward to it. We feel it's going to be a big one.
Because
the juices are flowing. They're flowing.
Well, it's green and it's purple. It's all kind of.
It's the secret of the ooze.
Well, I mean, of course, I mean, the lineup is, as I mentioned, is awesome. You got you guys, Witch Grinder, and a whole bunch of other bands. Who are you looking forward to catching up with that you haven't seen since before the apocalypse?
Everyone, man. I feel like I haven't seen bands for like I've been to I could count as many shows I've been to on one hand. You know what I mean? In the last 3 years. So yeah, just seeing heaps of the bands. Like there's actually quite a few Sydney bands on the bill, if you've noticed.
Yes.
A lot of our friends on there. Obviously, Department of Gloom, Depth of Gloom, featuring our buddy Lino and Biz. Actually used to be in the band. Former guitarist in Our Last Enemy.
Yeah, I'm going to see if I can show him how it's done. After I took his spot.
Need a battle. Have a battle.
Yeah.
We're going to have a battle. No, it's going to be awesome. I'm looking forward to seeing them. Looking forward to seeing like Navoa coming up. Obviously, Witch Grinder.
Yep.
I hear there's this Snake Mountain band playing that I'm super keen for. Haven't seen them in a little while.
Yeah.
I feel like having my head blown off. Probably the best way to describe that.
Gonna fight
In a nice way.
Yeah. Of course, I mean, you've been flying down to, I don't know which way Sydney is. That way.
Where are you? You're on the Goldie, aren't you?
Yeah. So it's like that.
It's all
that
south.
way.
It's
Yeah.
all south.
That way. So you've been flying down to jam with the boys.
Yeah, that was one of the weirder things with the shenanigans was that a lot of other bands, they were still able to rehearse. We actually got, locked out of being able to rehearse because I'm in Brisbane. And so it was sort of one of those situations where even though other bands have been, 100% ready, so have been rehearsing for years, ready for the show, we had to, we took a little bit longer to get started again, but it's pretty tight. And I'm pretty excited by some of the new stuff because it's setting very tight.
So I mean, you what are the last shows you played before everything went crazy? Was it the supports, wasn't it? Because
we had a couple of. I think we did Perturbator was the last big run we did, and then Combi Christ before that. So we kind of ramped it up there. We were like, here we come. We had a new record ready to go. We were pumped. Things were happening. The buzz was there. The shows were big. And then, it was just like, okay, wow. And I know a lot of bands are in the same position. It really, put a stop to a lot of things that people had going and planned and any kind of trajectory they were already on. So, yeah, it's a real shame.
But you guys were still staying in touch and keeping it working and staying creative. Because, I mean, but obviously Wade was up here that way. That way. Up in Brisbane, when he joined as well. So, was there anything that changed? Even though it made life difficult to actually get into a room physically,
Well, I guess one of the things that changed is because we would normally just sort of fly if we were going to have writing sessions or recording sessions. We'd be like, because the flights aren't that expensive, and it's good to sort of get a weekend with the boys and get some work done. And but we found software that allowed us to do it over the internet, which I found out later on. That's actually how Bring Me the Horizon wrote their last EP using the same software with our lockdown. So, I mean, it's good enough for them. It's good enough for us. But yeah, it's worked really well.
Yeah, it was took us a while to get there. Yeah, it took us a while to get there. I think the initial thing was just down tools, what's going on. Then we found a way to keep creative. As Wade said, like all the bands felt it, but while there was a lockdown and everyone stopped for a bit, then there was the ability to at least jam or get together in a COVID safe way, but we couldn't do that because you had a lovely closed off locked border to us, so that wasn't even an option for us. So it was just it felt like it was even longer for us than a band that was all together locally to get back in the room and get it flowing. But yeah, the virtual stuff was great, and some magic came out of it, and we might be seeing or hearing or looking and seeing, and there might be something that came out of that might be given to the public at some point this year.
Oh, really? Do tell.
Yeah.
Do tell.
A little something,
safe space here, lads.
Nev, you always make us feel so safe.
Well, you could say it all you hear. I'll pause. I promise I'll pause the recording.
I don't believe you.
We don't believe you.
You don't believe. I'm here for the juice. I'm here for the goods. I'm here for the goss.
No, to be honest, we feel like it's very, very soon. There'll be something for us to talk about. And it's not just because we're being super secretive. We just don't actually know when it's coming out. So
yeah, we don't want to make promises we can't keep.
Well, I'll be there. Nev the news hound. Be there for it.
Give me the news.
Give me the news. Give me the news. But I mean, how was it making the clips in the lead up for everything as well? Because Her Name Is Murder. You're working with Dave.
Yeah, those guys are awesome. We've done a handful of clips with those guys now. We're kind of like working buddies, I guess. We did our first ever clip with them, and we've actually just finished doing another one with them as soon as it was physically able to, which was earlier this year, which is another thing that we don't know what it's for or when it's coming out. But it was great to work with them again. As you know, Dave lives in the Netherlands, and Dean, his brother, is actually near you in the Brisbane area, I believe. So yeah, it took a bit longer for internationals to be able to come into the country. So we couldn't work till quite recently with the crew. But yeah, the other thing we've been working on too in isolation or in downtime is looking a bit more at doing a few DIY style clips. When the record came out, we did one for The Holy Ones, which was a single we put out, which Wade actually directed and edited and put all together, which was cool to give something like that a go, which we hadn't done before, and it turned out pretty well. And
really fluked that one.
Fluked it.
It was my first time. Broke my cherry.
It's good. No, it's good. It's really good because I remember you showed me, and I was like, "This is sick."
So we may or may not have done something, along those DIY lines again for said isolation creativity, and stepped it up another level. And I think Wade has outdone himself, and it wasn't a fluke. So
I was actually shocked at my own ability.
Did you wear a little beret when you're editing? You know, like old movie, you know, like the...
I should have. It probably would have taken me half the time if I was wearing one.
Yeah, see?
Oh, I'm going to remember that for next time.
Yeah, see? It'll
really help decrease that time.
Yeah, it was funny though. We went from speaking about the making the clips, we went from doing quite a a bit of a one with a bit of a budget behind it and a pro crew and extras and makeup artists and 2-day shoots and location and studios, and then we did one in Wade's garage with a piece of green tarp.
It worked though.
Yeah, we went from budget to zero budget.
Yeah,
and,
micro budget.
That's
but it was creative and fun, to be honest.
That's awesome.
I like sort of digging into something that I don't know how to do and just figuring it out. And that's how I learned guitar.
Yeah, that's right. Because I'm asking you dumb questions, going, "How do I fix my thing?" Or "How do I fix the thing?" You're like, "Dumbass, like that's your PIN code on your phone, dickhead." And I'm like, "Yeah, how do I do the thing?" I'm like an old man going, "How do I computer?" So I appreciate all your smarts.
So, it's because my head's fucking massive.
Speaking of micro budgets, I just realized you've got, is that Evil Dead in the background? I think I'm repping the same shirt as your.
Oh, look at that.
Evil Dead.
I've got to have Bruce somewhere around.
Yeah.
Got to have the king. There he is. But of course, what's talking about, horror movies. You guys have been featured. Right? The banjo. Yeah, what's My Bloody Banjo?
My Bloody Banjo.
Amazing.
Yeah, so we're in the director's cut of that, which comes out, I think it's August. Well, I mean, we're not in it, our song is in it.
Yeah.
But that's I have seen the original cut. I have not seen the director's cut yet. Apparently the director's cut is more violent, and the original one was pretty violent. Very, very B grade. It was... Yeah, I'm really looking. I've got the Blu-ray on order for that one.
That's cool. That's really cool. How did that come about?
I've just been in contact with the director of that for probably the last decade, just on and off. We met as teenagers on one of those fan forums. Remember when bands used to actually have forums? So it was like for that band Amen, if you remember them.
Yeah.
Just, and then it was like one of those, back and forth. And he's like, oh, hang on, I'm doing a director's cut. I really want to use your music. I'm like,
that's awesome.
Why not?
Yeah, man.
And there's a little bit more to go with that, but I don't think we're going to mention that yet either.
Oh, so I see. This is the thing. We're playing a game here of how much can I rope out of you guys, because I know some things you've been like, yeah, but don't mention it because we can't talk about it, but I want to talk about it, but I'm not gonna talk about it. But there's lots of exciting things going on behind the scenes, behind you right there. There's a lot of exciting things in the Our Last Enemy camp that you have coming up. So it's kind of, for me, it's like, not only as your friend, but as someone who loves the band, it's like I want to tell the world all the stuff happening, But in terms of playing more shows and stuff like that, have you guys got plans to do that now that the world is less germy?
Yeah, well, we just want to get out. We're just so keen to do this Our Party gig at the end of July up in Brisbane, because it's going to be the first show in ages for us. And we've already got plans to do more after that later in the year. Nothing that we can, lock in yet and say yet, but we've definitely got some shows for the rest of the year on the card. We've got more music, more clips, as we've alluded to many times in this chat, Nev. I feel like we've got 2 years worth of stuff, Nev, that is ready to explode. So we're just planning it all out at the moment, and half of it is because we just don't even know when and where which one's happening. You know what I mean? So there's all this stuff, and we're like, oh, do we say that yet? Because that one mightn't go there, and that mightn't do that. So there is a lot happening, and I know Well, Wade, what's your favorite meme? Local band says big things happening.
Oh,
so
yeah.
I feel like
Big things coming.
Yeah, like it feels a bit like that, but it is legit like that.
And I guess, yeah, that's the other thing. We can't be like, we're going to do all these things. And then it's like, oh, COVID's back.
Yeah.
Oh, wish we didn't tell everyone what our plans were now that we can't do any of it.
So during the whole COVID thing, we were a big one on not announcing anything, even when it was booked in, until we were kind of sure, because there was a few things that we were going to do over the last 2 years which got canned, which we didn't even announce, which is good, which I guess avoids that whole disappointment, or that, they've pulled out on that thing. So we have waited until it was, actually going to happen before we say stuff. We're big fans of that. So yeah, but it does feel like things are kind of getting back to normal. Not seeing as many cancellations. Yeah, touch that wood. Thanks. Oh, I meant that. Yeah.
Not that wood.
Yeah,
Not that
no.
wood.
But yeah, I think we'll start to see things ramp up, and you'll hear a lot more from us. We've been teasing a lot of stuff. We're doing things here and there. The movie was cool. I think you can see behind me, and I can see behind you, Nev. There's just movie memorabilia and references everywhere. Like all three of us, I know, are really, really into that to genre film. So yeah, film. So
yeah, that's it. Like I am. Yeah, I'm like you. I like, except mine's more weirder, I guess.
Yeah.
I got like
more figurines, though.
Yeah.
I've seen a couple at Ollie's place.
Have you?
Yeah,
So have I. Yeah.
Yeah.
Weirdest one I've got here is I've got Hulk Hogan with some toilet paper. See Osborne. Yeah, it's the whole
dude. Whenever you put a new a new podcast up and I watch it, I'm always half watching it just to see if you've got any new stuff on that shelf. I'm like, what's he got in there this time? Is that Shredder?
The weirdest one is, I guess, the newest one, I should say, is my Eddie Van Halen is up there. So I'm all about it. All about it.
All about it.
Yeah,
I like the
metal.
I like that episode you did with Michael Bean where you had a figure that he'd never seen of himself.
Oh yeah.
It's here. Great. I haven't put him back on the shelf. He's right here. And he was he was impressed on how jacked he was. I was like, that's what they used to do. That's what they used to do back there. It's like, okay, we're going to take this really skinny person and we're going to make them superhuman, roided. I love it.
Yeah. We need to get some Snake Mountain LS Enemy figures out there, man.
Yeah. Like Rock'em Sock'em Robots.
Yeah.
Yeah, where you can just be like Wade and just be like,
fuck yeah.
Be sick.
Man. Talk about Battle of the Bands, man. Do
it. Yeah. And mine just wobbles. It sits down and it holds its knee, going, oh fuck. You just tap it once and it's like, oh, it's holding its knee on the side of the ring.
Just a bobblehead. It's just
this going.
Yeah.
But back to our party, of course, which we have. I have the boots right here. I'm shit around. There we go. I kept this nice and handy. There's you guys right there.
Nice.
We got Witch Grinder. But there's like From Crisis to Collapse, Crave, Man, Void Matter, Department of Gloom, Death Plague, Beast Machine. There's a whole bunch of good stuff. And there's also Jelly Wrestling.
Yeah. I noticed that. I think that's happening. I think there's a couple of rounds of it. I think there's one before we play and then one after we play. Like, to be sandwiched between Jelly Wrestling rounds, I think is a career highlight for the band.
Are you gonna jump in, Mike?
Hey. I will. Who knows? I mean, we might be getting ready to play, but we could have a quick dip.
After you got to finish the set
in the pit
off a little diving board. That's how.
Yeah. That's the way I'm picturing it. I'm wondering where it is in location to the stage. Like if it's within stage diving distance, man, there is a good chance.
I'm down. I'm down.
Anything could happen at this gig. This is going to be a love-in. This is like all these bands who haven't seen each other for so long, people getting back to gigs, jelly wrestling. It's, anything could happen, man. And there's going to be alcohol involved. So who knows?
It's going to be, that's why I'm not working. I don't think the next few days after, because it's going to be, it's going to be,
it's going to be a big day.
It is going to be a big day, and I'll go back to work on Monday smelling of booze and jelly, and you'll be like, "What are you doing, man? Just what are your life choices right now? Jelly and booze." Okay, then.
I found a giant jelly shot and jumped in.
Yeah, see, that's it. That'll be the problem. I'll just go missing for 3 days. You know?
Don't make promises you can't keep. I expect to see Party Nev there.
Party Nev. The
Party Nev.
You remember?
Been a while. It's been a little while since I've seen Party Nev.
Is that the limited edition? Is that the chase? Like, right.
You remember his catchphrase, Wade?
Oh,
what was his catchphrase?
I can't remember. I was always too drunk.
Yeah, it was always, "I love you, man."
Oh yeah, that one did.
That's
guy.
I was
that guy.
I was there. "I love you, man. I love you, bro."
Man, it's going to be like that. I've just got a feeling this gig is going to be a love-in, man. It's going to be a brutal, jelly-covered love-in.
That's right. But how's the set looking for you guys? I know you don't really want to spoil too much, but are you guys, how are we looking? We're gonna go into a deep dive into early stuff, or are we gonna have? Of course, you got to play the newer stuff. Maybe.
Yeah.
Well, I guess you have to remember we've got an EP we released last year and haven't been able to play. So there are a couple tracks on that sort of, I guess, are a little bit heavier than what the band's used to. So I'm really looking forward to pulling them out live. And then, just melting a few faces with them. That's the plan.
Yeah, because I mean, we haven't heard them yet, hey? Live.
No. That's it. There's we haven't been able to tour this record. We put this record out. We've never done a show on it, to be honest. Like I think a couple of the songs were in our sets on the tour before that because we'd written them and road tested them. But since it's been out, there's at least 3 or more songs that have never seen the light of day. So we're heaps pumped. That's probably one of the most things I'm pumped about. We're going to actually play the last record, like the whole thing back to back. So
wow.
Yeah, plus all the hits. But it's going to be
plus the number 1 hits,
Yeah, plus our 3 other songs. But there's that's going to be exciting. So we can guarantee we're going to play all the songs off the last record. Some of them for the first time ever. They may sound totally different because we've forgotten how to play them, but it will be a special experience. But yeah, really pumped. And, we teased that we might have done something over lockdown. That may be out by then, and that may actually see its first appearance in a live setting as well. So if you're keen to come down and see us, definitely going to have a lot of new stuff and surprises for you guys as well. Include even the intro to the set, man. Talking about the posters and T-shirts and things we have. And I don't want to give too much away, but horror movies and Ash. Oh, sorry, I've gone too far. There's gonna be there's a cool new intro. Everything's just cool. We're just excited to do that thing again. That playing live thing.
Yeah. Well, so that's the funny thing. You even get to the point where you're like, oh, we get to make a new set intro.
Yeah, exactly right.
Like the other thing, we have a synth track. Like we've revamped them all. Gone over them all with a fine-tooth comb and gone, we definitely need some louder sub-hits that smash your face. But there's all sorts of little things that, let's face it, most people won't notice, but they've excited me.
Yeah.
And hopefully they'll excite you.
They will. And what about Moich? We had some new Moich.
Yeah. We've got when we dropped the EP last year, we had some exclusive merch with it and some bundles, etc. which mostly sold out. But we've got the hoodies back in. They were real popular, especially now in the colder months. The As Above, So Below hoodies are back, and we're chucking a free CD in with every hoodie.
Woo.
Can you believe it, Nev?
Woo! Talking about that, well, Zoom's up there telling me that I'm running out of time, but I've got a quick story.
Yeah.
I think I told you guys that I was in a service station on my way to work, and I grabbed my stuff and I turned around and there was a dude wearing an Our Last Enemy hoodie.
Oh my God.
And I was like,
high five?
Yeah. And I was like, hey man, how you going? I was like running out the door because I was running late for work. And I can't remember what he said his name was, but he said he knows you. And I was like, oh, sick, man, because I know those guys too. And we did like the Step Brothers. Did we just become best friends? Yeah. You know? And it was like
bringing people together.
It was like, you know, it was it was out in the wild. And I've seen
awesome
out in the wild too, which is good. It's a good sign that, you know, it's there.
Well, especially when we haven't been able to sell them at shows in Brisbane.
So, exactly. Or any shows. Or anywhere.
Or anywhere. But hopefully, you know, to bring a little bit of extra money and buy a t-shirt, buy a hoodie, buy 3 t-shirts, buy several hoodies.
We're bringing up a bunch of merch. So, we will have a cool table at the show, wherever that may be. Don't know how that all works, but we're going to bring up a bunch of stuff. So, be keen to grab something. Support the bands, grab one of ours, grab one of Snake Mountains, grab one of Witch Grinders, grab one of all the bit, grab as many as you can, because the merch is a real big helper for bands, especially on the road. It's kind of where the money is at the moment. So
it's true. Like I found that, you know, it's been a massive help for us. Like we've only played a couple of shows and we've sold some shirts, and it's helped us massively. Hey, like So
sometimes you can walk away from a show and you've got more money from merch than you did from the fee. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, man.
So
every penny helps.
Huge. Yeah. So come down to the merch stand. You might see a wild Nev, you might see a wild Ollie or a wild Wade hanging out there covered in jelly, offering you a t-shirt.
I'll be in my salesman bikini.
I can't promise we will all be wild.
Yeah. Wild. So, of course, before we go, is there anything else you guys want to drop? Any hints, any secrets?
Depending on when this goes up into the wild, this podcast, there could be some kind of new audio, visual, sensory experience from the Our Last Enemy camp available. So, don't want to spoil that drop, but it is coming really soon, guys. And there's a few other things. There's tours, there's another record, more clips, so much more coming. Thanks for everyone sticking around. You know, we've been kind of like most bands, like unable to do really anything for 2 years. So thanks for sticking around and remembering who we are. Still more to come.
Big things are coming, local band said so.
That's why I used the Vincent Price meme, just in case it all fell through. At least it left people going, oh, that's funny. You know, oh well. But boys, thank you so much for hanging out on the show again. We'll have all the links down here for our party. And if the secret squirrel thing is up by the time that it's up, the thing, I'll have links for that too. Always good. I just keep clapping tonight. I don't know why I'm clapping, but I'll clap. I think it must be this one beer that I'm having. Boys, take care, and we will see you on July 30 in Brisbane at the Backroom for our party festival.
Cannot wait, man. Thank you. Party.